What's up, guys? South Florida Rider here. Wanted to bring you another update on the Lowrider S. Last video, I did these mock-up bars that we used to try and figure out what bars I wanted to go with on the Lowrider. Just to let you guys know, I ended up going with the Lucky Dave's Lucky 13 bars. I'm glad I did the mock-up and got an idea of where they were going to sit because, I was afraid that, I'm 6'1". I was afraid that maybe 13-inch bars with a pullback would be too cramped or what. I was afraid of that. So I was also looking at the San Diego bars in 14-inch, and then there was also the option for the San Francisco or the Lucky 13 bars rather in 15-inch with the 1-inch pullback, and it just helped to really know where they were going to sit. So I did end up going with the 13-inch Lucky 13s, which seems to be a very popular option for a lot of people. So anyways, today I wanted to go ahead and bring you the latest update. These are little updates that keep coming, but what I've done is I've added this 6 LED bar, which I attached to my lower triple tree. I do like the blackout, look on my fairings and stuff, but the reality is it cuts the amount of light from my headlight way, way down. So I needed some extra oomph in the lighting department for riding at night. So I found this little LED bar. On eBay. It was like $6 and change, I think, shipped. It wasn't like a lot of money at all. It wasn't a pair, just a single light. And basically, because my fairing is the Harley-Davidson quarter fairing with the quick releases, I was able to just pop that off real easy and get full access under here. And all I did was, it comes with this little bracket here that attaches to the back of it. And I just ran the bolt that holds my headlight, right through it, and boom, attached it. That was the easy part. The hard part is trying to decide, okay, now how do I wire this sucker? Now, I've heard a lot of different ideas on how to wire these. People wire them into their high beams, people wire them into their low beams. But the thing that really frightened me is that they're splicing into their headlight harness. I didn't want to do that. I don't want to do anything that's not reversible on this bike. You never know. Well, let's just leave it at that. I don't want to modify anything that can't be backed up. And the idea of cutting and splicing into my factory wiring was just not appealing to me at all. So I'm going to tell you how I did this and how I did it without doing that, and wired them into my headlight system. And it's so simple, you'll probably smack your forehead when you hear how I did it, but it worked. First, let's turn it on to get an idea of what this puppy looks like. It looks so good, in fact, and so bright that now my actual headlight looks like crap by comparison, so I have to change that out anyways just because it doesn't look right. But that is real bright, kids. It has a flood spot combination, and it puts a lot of light out. So what I did here is, let's come over here. The wire coming out of it comes right around here, around the lower triple tree, and there's a rubber plug that goes around the wire, the factory wire that goes in the back of the headlight housing. Well, I opened up the headlight housing, pulled the bulb out, unplugged it, and I pushed that plug through a little bit, and with a little bit of slack, I fed that wire through the hole, okay? I made a little space for it there around the rubber plug, put it back together, and then on the plug, I stripped the ends of the wires for the light, and I twisted them. I left them about, about a half to 3/4 of an inch long, and I put them inside the plug in the appropriate, polarization areas there of where I wanted them to be, either on the high beams or the low beams. The ground's in there, and then the power for high and power for low beam. I want them to come on as my regular headlights for low beam. So I stuck them in there, then replugged the light in with those just kind of pinched into the harness there, just like that, pressed in, boom, put the headlight back together. Of course, I tested it before I put the headlight back together to make sure that I was getting the right polarization, that I was on low beam, not high beam, this and that, and then put it all back together. And whammo. It was basically 15 minutes, very little trial and error. I got it on, it works. Nothing has been cut, spliced, hacked, modified. It just works. And if I decide I don't like it or don't want it anymore when I do my other fairing, which is hopefully be the FXRD or T, whichever I end up doing, I can just take it off. And no harm, no foul. I haven't damaged any of my shrink wrapping, any of my waterproofing around my wires. Everything's all good. So, love it or hate it, that's what I did, and I didn't have to modify anything, and it made it real easy. So, I'm going to run that now, and that's going to give me enough light to compensate for my tinted housings here. And, uh-oh, Fam's here. So, that's it, and that's all, guys, and I'll check back with you next time.
I need to be in the video.
Okay.